AT-AT Commander's back with another version of Popeye, this time for your Intellivision. So let's go ahead and take Popeye, pop it in my Intellivision, and see if he's worth the gold label he's printed on. Let's go to the game. Popeye was published by Parker Brothers and carries a copyright year of 1983. It is based on the 1982 Nintendo arcade game. According to the manual, in this game you're Popeye, and your goal is to catch all of Olive's hearts, notes, and cries for H-E-L-P, help, before they hit the water and sink, or before Brutus, the sea hag, or some vulture knocks you overboard. Each time you complete a round, you'll automatically proceed to the next, and a more difficult one at that. Popeye is an arcade-style game for 1 or 2 players alternating, and has 4 modes of difficulty. For the first difficulty setting, you get 5 lives, and this is the easiest version. For the second one, you get 5 lives, but this is more difficult as the game speed has increased. Game 3 is the same as the second difficulty, except you only have 4 lives, and Game 4 is the same, except this time you only have 3 lives. In the game, the disc is used to move Popeye left and right, as well as climb up and down ladders and stairs. The upper side buttons are used to punch. You can punch Bernard the Vulture, as well as bottles thrown by Brutus or the Sea Hag. Just don't try to punch Brutus unless you're powered up, or else you'll die. In each level, you must catch all the items thrown by Olive Oyl. If they land on the water on the bottom, the music will change, letting you know that they are about to sink. If you don't pick them up in time, you lose a life. You also lose a life if you're touched by Brutus, Bernard, or a flying bottle. Each level also has a can of spinach that shows up somewhere on the side. Punch it and you become temporarily invincible and can knock out Brutus for bonus points, and you don't even have to punch him. Any items that Olive throws will also be frozen in place while powered up, which may help you save items that are about to sink. The game contains all 3 levels from the arcade game. In the first round, Olive throws 20 hearts. This round features a ladder in the middle that only goes down. A punching bag and bucket are on the top. If you punch the punching bag, it will knock down the bucket, and if timed right, it can land on Brutus's head. On the second screen, Olive throws 16 music notes. There's a seesaw on the left that can be used to jump up to the upper part of the screen. Collect all the notes and you move on to the final screen. On the third screen, Bernard the Vulture shows up, and there is a moving platform on the top of the screen. In this screen, Olive throws the letters H-E-L-P as she cries for help. As you collect them, a ladder is built in the middle. Collect all 16 letters and the ladder is completed, ending the round and sending you back to round 1 at a higher difficulty. Scoring-wise, according to the manual, when you grab a heart, note, or letter that Olive throws, you get 500 points if you grab it at the top platform, 300 points for platform 2, 200 points for platform 3, and 100 points for grabbing it at the bottom at platform 4 or when it's in the water. But those points get doubled when you're powered up. Punching a bottle will get you 100 points, punching the vulture will get you 1,000 points, hitting the punching bag will get you 100 points, and hitting Brutus with the bucket will get you 1,000 points if the bucket lands on his head on platform 2, 2,000 points for platform 3, and 4,000 points if it hits him on the bottom platform. Knocking Brutus overboard when you're powered up gets you 3,000 extra points. You also get an extra life for passing 30,000 points. Graphically speaking, I was a bit disappointed by this game. After being impressed with the 2600 characters, I thought the Intellivision version of the characters looked less like themselves. Here Popeye looks like Mr. Clean, Brutus looks like a guy wearing a giant grape costume for the old Fruit of the Loom commercial, and Olive Oyl looks like the outline of the mom from the Timber Toes comic found in Highlights magazine. The levels themselves are kind of bland, and the can of spinach looks more like a green t-shirt with the letter S in the middle. Overall, knowing the power of the Intellivision, I was expecting a little bit more. The sounds and music are okay, but the in-level music has a part that is out of tune, and whenever it's interrupted by a sound effect, it has to start all over from the beginning. Family-friendly wise, I would anticipate this game would get an E for everyone rating if released today. At the time I researched on eBay, including shipping, one loose copy sold for $7 and complete copies were going for $17 to $20. So what do I think of Popeye on the Intellivision? It's okay, but kinda disappointing. I didn't anticipate it being better than the NES version, but I actually had more fun with the 2600 version, which I just reviewed in the previous episode. The Intellivision version just does not control as well. I had troubles climbing the stairs, especially on the first level, as the disc didn't always respond and at times caused Popeye to freeze, and there were times he also froze while simply moving left or right. I will say, however, that this is the easiest version I played so far, and I'll give it credit for having more than one difficulty. So where am I going to rank Popeye on the Intellivision? really close to Congo Bongo at number 5, another arcade port which also had a lot of control issues. But I actually think Popeye controls a little bit better than Congo. So out of the 7 games I've now ranked on the Intellivision, Popeye is taking over the number 5 position. Popeye on the Intellivision is a disappointment that I thought should have been much better. So what do you think of the game? Whether you agree or disagree with me, feel free to let me know in the comments below. Also feel free to click the like and subscribe buttons and follow me both on the Facebook and the Twitter. I'm also a member of the Retro Junkies Network. At this time, I'd like to thank Mark for supporting the show at patreon.com/NoSwearGamer. Thank you, Mark. If you appreciate the work I do, please consider becoming a Patreon supporter for as little as $1 a month. Thank you for giving me a little part of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the next episode of the No Swear Gamer. Take care, and if you see a heart floating in the air, please grab it before it lands in the water. And then you probably should wash your hands.